This morning, Seroja hits WA's Midwest region smashed by the deadly tropical cyclone, leaving a tourist town decimated. A grieving mother's desperate fight for answers more than a year after her newborn died at Perth Children's Hospital. Prince Harry back home in the UK as the royals open up like never before. Personal last memories of Prince Philip. And more confusion, Australia's vaccine timetable thrown out the window.
This is 7 Morning News, live from Perth with Tina Altieri.
Good morning, welcome to 7 News. We begin with a trail of destruction left behind by deadly tropical cyclone Seroja. The monster storm has decimated WA's Midwest coast, with residents this morning waking up to widespread damage. About 31,000 people are right now without power. These incredible and shocking drone pictures are the first look at the devastation. The tourist town of Kalbarri suffered a direct hit. Locals say it looks as though a bomb's gone off in the tourist town, and authorities are preparing to survey the damage from the sky. And Ben Downey now spent the night in Kalbarri. He joins us live. Ben, the Midwest region has been left devastated. Do we actually know how many homes have been destroyed?
Good morning, Tina. No, it's not even close. We've had daylight here in Kalbarri for around 5 hours, but we're still not even close to realising the true picture of the damage. Behind me, you can get a bit of a glimpse, and it's what is greeting residents and SES crews on every street. Glass, shards of metal, all kinds of debris, trees fallen, power lines too, and bits of homes just scattered everywhere, with residents only left to pick up the pieces. If you want the best illustration of the damage, it really is from the news drone we've been able to put up this morning. As you can see, as far as the eye can see, roofs are ripped off homes, street after street. The damage is absolutely obvious. Imagine trying to take shelter in one of those homes that had its roof ripped off while 170 km/h gales blew through your hometown. That's the fate that awaited many residents in Kalbarri last night. Incredibly, no one so far, we understand, has been killed, at least in Kalbarri. Sadly, in Exmouth, south of Exmouth in Coral Bay, though, there was one fatality, a fallen power line in a caravan park. A crew went to inspect it and secure it. Sadly, it was still live and delivered a fatal electric shock. That's what's really in the forefront of SES crews' minds now. They've just started to begin the clean-up process, which is going to take days, if not weeks, and much longer. They're just trying to make sure everyone is still safe. That's the number one priority right now as they begin work for a long couple of days ahead. Tina?
Indeed, shocking damage there, Ben. Thank you so much for keeping us updated. And as we've just heard, tens of thousands of West Australians have had a sleepless night after Seroja made landfall. The deadly cyclone has since been downgraded to a tropical low. But as Jeff Parry reports from Northampton, the ferocious storm battered towns right across the region first.
Northampton isn't rated for cyclones, and here's the evidence. This is the little town centre. You can see tin from the roofs on that building over there on the middle of the road. There are power lines down all around town. A lot of houses have lost their roofs and have been rendered unlivable. Lucky to be alive is the Cross family. They sheltered under a mattress during the height of the cyclone, and then the roof fell on them. Have a listen to their story.
All of us were huddled in under the mattress in between the cupboard.
Must have been frightening.
It was really scary. We were more worried about the kids.
And then the roof just collapsed?
Yeah. First off, we were going to get in this room because we thought that the wind wasn't impacting it as much. And then we tried the bathroom and it just kept shaking, so we grabbed the mattress and hid under there.
Braced ourselves.
It's too early to say how much of the damage has been done to Northampton. At the moment, the road through to Kalbarri, that's up there, you can see that's blocked off because of fallen trees and power lines. No word on when that's going to be open. There's a big clean-up job to be done here in Northampton, and they're obviously going to try and get started on it straight away.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, the historic 1 Mile jetty in Carnarvon is another victim of ex-tropical cyclone Seroja. Powerful winds and tides smashed the structure, ripping it apart in the middle. The near 1.5 kilometre jetty was established back in 1897 and is the longest jetty in northwest WA. WA's hospital crisis remains under the microscope this morning, with a grieving mother still pleading for answers more than a year after her newborn died in Perth Children's Hospital. Rory Campbell has more.
A grieving mother says she's been waiting 14 months to know the reasons her baby girl died, but she still doesn't have any answers. Aria Kirchich died when she was just 4 weeks old. When she was 1 week old, she contracted a staphylococcus infection at King Edward Memorial Hospital. She was transferred here to Perth Children's Hospital, and 3 days later, she died. Her death's being treated as a Severity Assessment Code 1 event. Now that's defined as a clinical incident that could have or has caused serious harm or death, which is attributed to healthcare provision rather than a patient's underlying condition or illness. Aria's mother, Rhiannon, says it took 7 months for a meeting with doctors, which she had to instigate herself. She claims she's been given several possibilities, but no clear answers about how the infection was contracted. And Rhiannon says that's not good enough. The Child and Adolescent Health Service says some medical investigations can take several months, including when specialised genetic testing is required. Aria's mother has spoken out after the death last week of Aishwarya Aswath. Aishwarya's parents have been told they can expect answers in around 4 to 6 weeks. Aria's parents say they've been waiting a lot longer than that.
The Royal Commission into Perth's Crown Casino has started and revealed it might order remedial measures to prevent a fire sale if James Packer's company is deemed not suitable to hold a gaming licence in the wake of money laundering allegations. In an opening statement, Commissioner Neville Owens said the inquiry will not investigate the morality of gaming, but that corporate social responsibility might be relevant. Public hearings are expected to begin next month. An iconic restaurant in our state's southwest will be closed for at least a year after it was gutted by fire early this morning. The Goose Beach Bar and Kitchen next to the Bustleton Jetty is barely recognisable after the blaze. Flames ripped through the eatery just before 4 a.m. Several locals called 000. Around 30 volunteer firefighters were called in to put the fire out, and the cause is still being investigated. Well, Prince Harry has arrived in London on home soil for the first time in a year and reuniting with his family for the funeral of his beloved grandfather, Prince Philip. With the Queen in 2 weeks of official mourning, her children, including the rarely seen Prince Andrew, have spoken candidly about their father, his legacy and his final moments.
The Duke of Edinburgh's 2 youngest sons attended the service in a private chapel in the grounds of the Windsor estate. Prince Edward spoke about the shock of his father's loss. Prince Andrew described how the Queen is saying that she now has a huge void in her life, while the Countess of Wessex told how the Duke slipped away. A family united in grief. Prince Andrew and Prince Edward speak candidly on the loss of their father, Prince Philip, at a service outside the Royal Chapel of All Saints.
I think the way I would put it is that we've lost almost the grandfather of the nation.
However much one tries to prepare oneself for something like this, it's still a dreadful shock.
Edward's wife, Sophie, gave an insight into the Duke of Edinburgh's final moments.
It was right for him.
Probably people wear masks if they want to.
It was so gentle. It's just like somebody took a breath and very, very peaceful. And that's all he wants, something to do.
Prince Andrew describing his mother as an incredibly stoic person, contemplating the loss of her husband of 73 years.
She described it as having left a huge void in her life.
The same sentiment felt by Princess Anne, who released this touching photo saying, "My father has been my teacher, my support and my critic. But mostly it is his example of a life well lived and service freely given that I most wanted to emulate."
He was a remarkable man. I loved him as a father.
It is some remarkable insight into the private grief of this often very public family. It is also interesting that we're hearing from Prince Andrew, considering the amount of controversy that surrounds his life these days. And he did speak about how he used to go to his father often, and he appreciated the fact that the Duke would listen, and he's going to miss that.
Well, he slipped into the UK unseen, but Prince Harry is back on home soil tonight in quarantine ahead of this weekend's funeral service. With Meghan advised to stay in the US, her husband will confront the family rift alone.
Well, this is the first time that Prince Harry has been in the UK in more than a year. He last saw his family face to face at the Commonwealth Day service at Westminster Abbey in March 2020. It's the first time he's been here since Megxit, the first time since that explosive Oprah interview full of harmful accusations about the royal family. The Sun newspaper is reporting that he touched down in the UK at around 1 p.m. on Sunday on a British Airways flight from LA into London. He was apparently met on the tarmac by security guards who whisked him away in a Range Rover. We understand he was taken to Kensington Palace and could be carrying out his self-isolation in Nottingham Cottage. That is where Harry and Meghan lived together before they were married. As for the Duchess of Sussex, she remains in the United States. Her doctors advised her not to travel. She is pregnant with the couple's second child, a little girl due in the summer. Today here in the UK, however, it was the relationship between Prince Harry and William that was making headlines yet again. Former British Prime Minister Sir John Major, who was actually appointed as a special advisor for the brothers following the death of Princess Diana, he said that this moment, this time of immense grief, it is the right time for these brothers to mend their relationship.
The friction that we are told has arisen is a friction better ended as speedily as possible, and a shared emotion, a shared grief at the present time because of the death of their father, of their grandfather, I think is an ideal opportunity. I hope very much that it is possible to mend any rifts that may exist.
So this Saturday at the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral, Prince Harry will walk behind Prince Philip's coffin alongside his father Charles and his brother William. No doubt eyes right around the world will be on that moment. Harry will not be wearing his military uniform, having been stripped of all of his honorary titles as part of the Megxit process. And we're certainly not expecting to see him in public until Saturday. He now has to do at least 5 days self-isolation in accordance with Britain's current COVID rules.
International supply chain issues and unforeseen side effects have forced the federal government to throw its COVID vaccination timeline out of the window. The Prime Minister now refusing to set any more target dates. Here's political reporter Rob Scott.
Scott Morrison says there are just too many uncertainties to make any more promises, abandoning the original October vaccination timeline. Instead, choosing to be deliberately vague, now saying the goal is to have everyone immunised as soon as possible. A position he was forced to clarify after Tourism Minister Dan Tehan suggested a new target to give all Australians the jab by the end of the year had been introduced. The PM conceding for the first time that's unlikely, posting on his Facebook page, "While we would like to see these doses completed before the end of the year, it is not possible to set such targets given the many uncertainties involved."
So it's not as if we're not rolling it out, but I acknowledge it's not rolled out. It's not rolled out at the speed we initially anticipated, nor did people initially anticipate the problems we're going to have with the AstraZeneca vaccine.
Our plan remains to give the vaccine to as many people in Australia as possible, as quickly as possible.
That comes as a new report from the McKell Institute warns vaccine delays will increase the chance of more lockdowns and could cost the economy upwards of $1.4 billion on even the most optimistic of scenarios.
You're watching 7's Morning News live from Perth. Coming up, no jab, no work. WA's tough new vaccine rules revealed. Plus fears of a new COVID outbreak in New Zealand, what it means for our travel bubble. And pepper sprayed, then dragged from his car. A military officer's confronting arrest next.
The most spectacular dancing is still to come. Tonight, champions Ada, Luke and Manu hit the dance floor.
I want to make my son proud.
5, 4, 6, 7.
5, 4, 6, 7.
And for the first time, it's a dead heat.
We have a three-way tie.
This has never happened.
Don't miss a moment of Dancing with the Stars All-Stars. Tonight, 7:30 on 7.
Cup? Yep. Yep.
Cup?
Yep.
Yup to the cup. Yup to the cup, fantastic. Yup to the cup. Yup to the cup. Yup to the cup, fantastic. Yup, 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 yup. yup, yup, yup. Yup, 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 yup. Yup to the cup, fantastic.
Retrovision has been part of WA homes for 60 years. Our huge range of appliances and technology has made life easier. And with new ways to pay and new ways to save, a lot has changed. But there's still a lot more in store at Retrovision.
What makes Nature's Way adult Vitagummies seriously good? Is it because they support daily health and well-being? Or they're a great alternative to swallowing tablets? Or simply the delicious flavour? Choose Nature's Way adult Vitagummies. They're seriously good.
They've won enough. All in one place. Easy.
With EyeSight driver assist technology, you've got a second pair of eyes to keep you safe on your next adventure. The all-new, all-wheel drive Subaru Outback.
We've turned Mondays into something to make a song and dance about.
With Meerkat Mondays! Now you can win prizes every week with Compare the Market. So please download the Singles app.
At Spotlight, a home is what you make it. Save 30 to 60% off all ready-to-hang indoor blinds, 30 to 60% off all ready-to-hang curtains, 40% off made-to-measure shutters. So decorate it, celebrate it, and create it for less. Sale must end tomorrow. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
This is what success looks like to a Jenny Craig client. I've lost 15 kilos and feel great. The Jenny Craig food's really tasty. Jenny Craig works for weight loss.
Call now. Limited time offer and flexible delivery options available with Jenny Craig.
Have you filed a claim for compensation for a car or work accident injury? Do you know how much you deserve and what your outstanding claim is worth? Phone solicitor Simon Walters for your free initial consultation now.
Welcome back. WA's frontline quarantine staff will have to be vaccinated to work under tough new rules set to be introduced by the government within weeks. The rules would apply to frontline workers in hotel quarantine as well as airport, port and other WA health workers. WA has recorded one new case of COVID-19 overnight, a woman in hotel quarantine. To date, more than 67,000 West Australians have received COVID vaccinations. A third hotel quarantine worker has tested positive in New Zealand. It's believed the person is a close contact of the security guard who was the first case at the Grand Millennium Hotel.
The expectation is that there will be no one who is not vaccinated working on the front line by the beginning of May.
The Trans-Tasman bubble opening travel between Australia and New Zealand begins next week. A US Army officer is suing two policemen who held him at gunpoint, then pepper-sprayed him during a confronting arrest. The officer in uniform at the time was pulled over for a licence plate query and claims he's the victim of excessive force.
A routine police traffic stop.
Driver, roll the window down!
At least it should have been.
Get out of the car!
A second lieutenant in the US Army, Caron Nazario, pulled over last December, police suspecting his vehicle was unregistered.
The occupants are in your vehicle!
It's only myself. Why are your weapons drawn? What's going on?
Open the door slowly and step out!
Nazario's phone and police body cam record how the exchange turns hostile.
For a traffic violation, I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped. Hold on. Watch it.
Police using pepper spray and insisting his refusal to leave his car justified their weapons-drawn approach.
I don't even want to reach my seatbelt to leave. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
Nazario is now suing the officers. In the United States, Tim Lester, 7 News.
9 people have survived after their boat went up in flames in Florida. Rescue crews managed to get everyone to safety, but the weather there has turned bad, so any salvage mission for the burned boat may not happen. And a desperate rescue mission is underway in China, where 21 coal miners are trapped in a flooded mine. It's believed teams have made contact with the men underground, but simply can't reach them. Stay with us here on 7. Your sports highlights are coming up next, including the Dockers bouncing back from a big loss to smash Hawthorn. And a major milestone at the Masters. Details next.
The rare weather event set to smash WA as a double cyclone threatens our coast. Not even Perth will escape the chaos. 7 News, 6 o'clock.
Macca's new 100% Aussie chicken menu is here with the seriously saucy palmy burger and the fiery McSpicy. So hot, it will bring tears to your eyes. Now that's too good to keep to yourself.
Don't you just love settling in with a good book? Let's be real, life often gets in the way of reading.
That's where Audible comes in. Audible is excellent for unwinding in bed with a cuppa.
I might just be an average bloke, but trust me, Audible really takes the hassle out of housework.
Audible. With over 400,000 audiobooks, it's books that fit with real life.
Download the Audible app to enjoy best-selling audiobooks and exclusive podcasts.
With Light and Easy, Australians of all ages can enjoy nutritious meals in the comfort of their own home. Light and Easy can even assist those on home care packages, so the meals are even more affordable. To find out more, call 13 15 12.
Super easy to set up a smart home through Bunnings.
Smart digital deadbolt, only $309. Alex Smart Globe, just $23.98.
Where you find a competitor's lower price and the same stocked item will beat it by 10%. Shop at Bunnings wherever you are, whenever you want.
With rugged design and a convenient hands-free tailgate, you're ready to take on your next adventure in style. The all-new Subaru Outback all-wheel drive Touring.
Is that your dog?
It's the neighbour's dog.
Will my insurance cover this?
Budget Direct would have provided you with temporary accommodation for up to a year while they repaired it.
Budget Direct. Insurance solved.
Police can't help themselves. My super doesn't work out for me. I'll be working forever.
Well, we've worked all our lives for this place. We'd hate to have to sell it to fund our retirement.
That's for sure. Authorised by B. Dean for Industry Super Australia, Melbourne.
For plumper looking skin, try Olay Retinol Night Serum from Chemist Warehouse. It uses a gentler bioavailable retinoid that penetrates deep into the skin. Olay Retinol Night Serum is $29.99. Live, look, feel fabulous at Chemist Warehouse.
Fremantle have bounced back from last week's heavy loss to Carlton, beating Hawthorn by 15 points. The Dockers got the jump on the Hawks at Optus Stadium, kicking the first 5 goals of the game to lead by 34 points at quarter time. Hawthorn fought back to within 5 points, but couldn't quite take the lead. On his return from concussion, Nat Fyfe was wildly inaccurate in front of goal, kicking 6 behinds.
I think it's going to be one of those things that just clicks for him. I really do. And once he gets one away, he'll be right.
Fremantle are 9th on the ladder. Hawthorn are 17th. Hideki Matsuyama has made history at the Masters, becoming the first ever male Japanese golfer to win a major. Heading into the final day with a 4-shot lead, Matsuyama's gap dwindled on the back 9 to the concern of the Japanese commentators. 24-year-old Will Yalaris put up the biggest fight, finishing 9 under on his Masters debut, but he couldn't match Matsuyama, who finished 1 shot ahead of the young American to win the fabled green jacket. The victory is likely to make him the face of Japan's Olympic team in Tokyo. Mark Leishman was the best of the Aussies. He finished tied for 5th at 6 under and came agonisingly close to hitting a hole-in-one on the 16th. Manchester United are within 11 points of Premier League leaders Manchester City after coming from a goal down to beat Tottenham 3-1.
Here's Cavani! Manchester United have the lead! He thrust himself in like he meant it! They've turned another one round!
The loss leaves Spurs 6 points outside the top four. West Ham jumped above Chelsea and Liverpool into fourth after beating Leicester City 3-2. Arsenal defeated last place Sheffield United 3-0. Well, Perth's in for a cooler week. I'll have your weather details up next.
Wednesday's going to be massive.
It's exciting.
The AFLW Awards are crashing the bar.
See you then. It's formal. Wear your good flannel.
With so many special guests and a few surprises.
That is Sam Payne. He's just had a bad reaction to his AstraZeneca shot.
The Front Bar, Wednesday, 8:30 on 7.
At Bunnings, we know that a kitchen is more than just a place to cook. It can be a classroom, you can have your kids at your bench, an art gallery for your kids' artwork, so your kitchen needs to be designed to fit your life. Because Bunnings kitchens are made for real life. Bunnings Warehouse. Shop at Bunnings wherever you are, whenever you want.
A snack pack with flavour that stacks of fun? Funny you should ask, I know just the one. Cracker Pack of Primo Stackers. A real food snack of meat, cheese, crackers. You're just a regular snacker till you get the fun and taste of Primo Stackers. Mmm.
New from Nivea. Naturally good face care. Up to 99% naturally derived ingredients, plus 1% for stability and safety. For hydrated and naturally radiant skin. 100% transparency for 100% trust.
Aldi's low prices just got lower, with reductions on a huge range of products like cheese, bacon, pasta, eggs, this, that, those, that. No, not that. Aldi, good, different.
With Light and Easy, Australians of all ages can enjoy nutritious meals in the comfort of their own home. Light and Easy can even assist those on home care packages, so the meals are even more affordable. To find out more, call 13 15 12.
What makes Nature's Way adult Vitagummies seriously good? Is it because they support daily health and well-being? Or they're a great alternative to swallowing tablets? Or simply the delicious flavour? Choose Nature's Way adult Vitagummies. They're seriously good.
The 10K Bindi Walk, an event Prickly Pam Patterson was desperate to conquer. As the field of screams set feet afire, her rivals weakened. And when Kenya's "Oh No, I Copped a Bad One" fell at the pointy end, not even the officials could steal victory from the Aussie.
You too can make it look easy with Sportsbet's new popular same-game multi. See what the punters are liking and get on board. Popular same-game multi, new from Sportsbet.
Welcome back. Well, let's check the weather details for you now. It's currently 22 degrees in our city. We're in for a wet day right across our suburbs. 22 for Joondalup and Fremantle, 23 the top for Scarborough today. Kalamunda and Armidale will reach a top of 21 degrees and 22 degrees expected for Midland and Mandurah. For the rest of the week, let's take a look at this. A partly cloudy top of 20 tomorrow, 21 mostly sunny on Wednesday, sunny clear skies on Thursday, 24, and it's looking mostly sunny on Friday right through to the weekend. And that's 7's morning news for this Monday. Stay with us. We'll have updates on ex-tropical cyclone Seroja throughout the day and, of course, in our bulletins at 4 and 6 o'clock. I'm Tina Altieri. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hello, Australia. I have been waiting for this.